Hi boys and girls, we are going to be working on lesson 8.6 in your math workbooks. So go ahead and take out your math workbook and open up to page 571. You are going to need rulers today for your lesson, so make sure that you have a ruler out and ready to go. If you need to go get those things, go ahead and hit the pause button on here and then join us back after you have everything. So today we're going to be measuring in feet and inches. Now, a lot of these items were things that we would normally find in school. So since we aren't at school, Riley and I, and Maddox helped a little bit too, went around the house and we found things that were comparable to what we would have had to measure. So you can either follow along with how Riley, Max, and I measure things, or if you wanted to go around your house and do your own measurements with your parents, that is fine too. But if you don't have that or your parents aren't able to help you, just follow along with my lesson, okay? All right, so why is measuring in feet different than measuring in inches? So, taking a look at a ruler, this is a ruler, and the inches goes from 0 to 12. So we have 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch, 9 inch, 10 inch, 11 inch, 12 inch. This whole thing though, this whole ruler is 1 foot. So, the difference between inches and a foot is that inches are smaller increments or smaller sections to measure with, as opposed to a ruler or 1 foot that is a bigger increment. So if you're measuring something bigger, you would want to use a ruler. If you're measuring something smaller, you would want to use inches. So the first activity that they're showing you is kind of like comparing so you can see visually how it's different. So take a look at the first requirement they wanted you to do. They want you to get a piece of paper and they want you to measure, you're supposed to have 2 people, but we're going to improvise here. They want you to measure across something. So we're going to use this whiteboard. We're going to go from the side of the whiteboard to this side of the whiteboard using a piece of paper. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go 1 piece of paper, 2 pieces of paper, about 3 pieces of paper. So to go from this side of the whiteboard to that side of the whiteboard, it was 3 papers. Okay? Now, let's say that we wanted to measure from this side of the whiteboard to this side of the whiteboard using, and this sounds silly, a paper clip. Do you think it's going to be as quick to measure from this side to this side using a paper clip as it was that piece of paper? Oh, I don't think so either. It's going to take a really long time because these are little small teeny things to measure with. So I'll try to go as quick as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh man, that took me 24 paper clips. So if you had to choose, would you choose to measure using the papers? 1, 2, 3. Or would you want to use that teeny tiny paper clip and have to keep going over 24 times like I did? I'm with you. I would want to use the paper. So that's the comparison. If you're measuring something big, you want to use feet because this is 1 foot. So you would only have to go 1, 2, 3. As opposed to using inches where you would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go all the way across again. So the difference between the two, you want to use the bigger measurement tool for the bigger the object is. If we are measuring the length of a road or the length of my driveway, would we want to use paper clips? No, that would be way too small. Same thing, we wouldn't want to use inches if we were measuring my driveway because it would take literally forever. We would want to use a ruler, or in that case, we might even want to use a yardstick, which is 3 rulers put together. So today we're going to be investigating those different things. All right, go ahead and flip your page. And we are now on page 571. Some of these answers are already filled in because Riley and I went through them, and I will explain that in a little bit. So, 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. So we have 12 inches here, and that is the same as 1 foot. A 12-inch ruler is 1 foot long. You can measure lengths in inches, and you can also measure them in feet. So I can measure this book in inches, so I could say 7.5 inches or about 7 inches across, or I could say it's about half of a foot. The real table is about 60 inches long, but we could also say it's about 5 feet long. So we went throughout our house today and we measured real objects, and you're going to see it in our YouTube video. So I'm actually going to pause this movie now, and I want you to watch part 2 where Riley, Max, and I go around our house and we measure the different items in our house. And I want you to take notice that when we measured, we wrote down how many feet there were and how many inches they were. When I come back for part 3 of the movie, I'm going to show you how to translate that into all inches. It was going to take too long to do that in that YouTube clip. So this is part 1. I want you to watch part 2 and then come back to part 3, and I'll explain how to change all these into inches. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.